because we are about to give away $88 million
Million
worth
dollars.
of money to about 34 projects, right? So stick around, don't go anywhere. I'm going to try and grab a couple of people to come join us for more conversations. Michelle, can you just quickly hold the fort for us, as I believe?
No problem.
All
No problem
right.
at
Kom
all.
julle, kom julle, kom ons gaan gou, kom ons gaan. Julle moet nou ingaan, julle moet nou ingaan. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
All
it.
right,
That's it.
Namibia. So
That's
as
it.
we
All
wait
right.
for our
All right.
next speaker, I just want to talk about how the environment is really, really much important to us. Especially for me, I am basically representing Fine China Creations. What I normally do is I design clothes made out of recycled material. So that's why kind of this event is quite important to us. But right now we are joined by the one and only Waters, and Waters, please do introduce yourself and tell us why you are actually here.
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm out here. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm a singer vocalist from Namibia, born and raised in Windhoek. I just got back from another gig actually, so I'm here to sing. I'm here to sing.
You're singing for us,
Yes, ma'am.
only for the ladies or for everyone?
Only for the ladies.
Oh. All right, thank you so much for coming,
Of
and
course.
we are looking forward to hearing your beautiful voice.
Yes, ma'am.
And please do inspire the nation.
Always, forever.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So now we are now ready for our next speaker. Please give us a moment to take in this beautiful sir over here. You look absolutely ravishing. Please do introduce yourself to us and tell us why you are here.
My name is Theophilus Mitila. I'm the Executive Director of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Tourism, the famous ministry that really go out of its way to mobilize financial resources to support our communities and to promote environmental conservation. Yes.
All right, so sir, please tell us, why do we have to take the environment so seriously? Why is it that you guys are investing so much money? $88 million is a lot of money. So please help us understand why so much investment in such an initiative.
In Namibia, environment is so crucial, it's so precious. Life depends if everything is functioning properly. In Namibia, our conservation speak volume by itself. Our environment is linked to our economy. Our tourism is directly linked to our abundant wildlife, our national parks, our conservancies. So it's so important that we reinvest our resources where our mouths are. So this is very important, and this is demonstrated the amount of resources we are mobilizing and how we are reinvesting these resources to support community-based initiatives that will also enhance their livelihoods, generate additional income, as well as engaging in conservation. This is very important, and the Namibians, they have been at the forefront of this initiative. We always have been a trendsetter in conservation, and also a trendsetter in terms of mobilizing resources, and also a trendsetter in making sure that our community do benefit. We would like to see really our community getting businesses using natural resources. We would like to see more enterprises which are resource based. We would like to see our resources also enhancing our tourism in terms of being able to move what community produce into supermarket, into kiosks, into our establishment of tourism facilities. So this is actually why we really at the full swing in the resource mobilization efforts, of which the ministry, as a national designated authority for climate change and the Green Climate Fund, that we support environmental investment fund as a long-term financial mechanism at the national level in supporting our environmental program.
Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate it. Let me hand over to our other speaker, NSK, so maybe he can take over from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Edie. We appreciate it. It's a beautiful evening indeed. Today is a celebratory evening where we are celebrating you. We're celebrating the fact that you have taken up an initiative. You have taken up a couple of your community members and said, "Listen, we care for what we see. We care for what we feel. We care for what we appreciate, and that is the environment. The Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia, ensuring sustainability, tonight is celebrating one thing and one thing only: strategic partnerships. Okay, that is what we're looking at because we can't do it alone. All right, there's no way we can do it alone. We have to, forge together. Get the hands together, and we do what we need to do together. I'd like to invite someone who represents a curious case of the youth, because many a times when it comes to conversations of this nature, conferences of this nature, we seem to dwell on the fact that it's only for the older people, that it's only for the politicians, it's only for the academics, and it's only for, I don't know, whoever. But I've got someone here that will tell you otherwise. Osi Abia, please come through for us, please. Come to my right, please. I think I got your name wrong, but it is Abia, isn't it? Abia, right? Okay. Allow us just to quickly grab one of the mics up for you, Osi Abia, and then we can have that conversation. Osi Abia, you are from the Kunene region, isn't it? Okay, just grab the mic for us and speak into the mic. Now, why was it important for you to make that trip all the way from the Kunene region to the Commerce region today?
It's actually
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's on here.
all right. Basically, this is just to see to the good works that EF is doing. You know, not in other words, what it's doing in Kunene region.
Yes.
They even have boreholes for us. We have 55 boreholes now that they have created, and today they are going to hand over. Best partners. They're going to get money. They're
Yes,
getting their
of
grants,
course,
and then
yeah.
they're getting
Yes,
their
of
grants,
course,
and then
yeah.
they continue developing their community, which is a great thing. And it just shows us as youth, yes, once we have a plan and once we put it down there, yes, there will be right partners like the Environmental Investment Fund
Yeah.
that is ready to fund us. So we just need to get ourselves in order.
But why is strategic partnerships important to you? Because remember, you are trying. You're in the Kunene region, okay? You are in with your community that side, and you're doing what you need to do. But you're here in the Commerce region. Obviously, strategic partnerships. Why is strategic partnership important?
Strategic partnership is important because it helps you to get different networks. You get to be exposed because when you are in isolation, there's no exposure. But once you are in a network, it helps you and you get different people internationally and
Yes.
nationally that would want to come and see what's happening in Kunene, also getting funding. What can we also do in our different regions? So getting funding. What can we also do in our different regions? Yes.
What are you hoping to get out of tonight's proceedings? Tell us, real quick.
Great things
Great things
and marvelous
and
things.
marvelous things. But
Yes.
just real quick, just before I allow you to leave, how long have you been doing what you're doing right now?
All right, how long?
Yeah.
From 2017.
From
So
2017, you've
it's
been
you.
fighting the good fight.
Yes, and especially also coming up when we are seeing that the youth are fighting and also the youth are getting organized. They are no more going to do these gorilla things,
Yes,
but they are
yes.
coming in, seeing the grants and making sure that they are applying for these grants, which is a great thing.
Okay, so I need you to do me a favor. I need you to look into that camera and give a shout out to the youth of the Kunene region, please.
Kora! Hi, everybody. Please, Kunene, we the youth of Kunene, we are the ones to change Kunene. We are the ones to make it a better place for everybody.
Thank you so much, Avia. We really appreciate you, and good luck for the rest of the evening. All right. Well, that's the celebratory event that we have on tonight. We are celebrating you. We are celebrating me. We are celebrating this beautiful country of the land of the brave. It's the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia that is forging strategic partnerships, isn't it? We're forging strategic partnerships. There's no way we can do what we do alone, all right? And just between me and you, 88 million Namibian dollars worth of grants. I'm not talking about loans. I'm not talking about, hey, you must pay me back tomorrow. No. I'm talking about grants. Grants that will go to about 34 projects tonight, and we will announce them tonight as the evening goes on. So please stay tuned to our live. Subscribe, to our channel. Like the Facebook fan page of the EIF, that's the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia. And make sure that you keep following the proceedings because tonight will be exceptionally special. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just quickly invite my co-host real quick back in. And further from there, Michelle,
Yes.
you were inside, isn't it?
Yes, I was.
How does it look inside?
Oh my goodness, everybody's looking so amazing. The ladies are dressed so well. The men are looking, so
It's
lekker.
giving, isn't it?
It's giving. I'm actually loving the vibe inside. But also, what I'm looking forward to now is seeing the people that got the money. Maybe, I can make friends with these people and get the money. But anyways, let's see what's going to happen tonight, and let's enjoy ourselves.
Listen, look, tonight is an exceptionally important evening. Remember, if you are more than welcome to hashtag, that's the EIF, that's the fund itself on Instagram as well as on Facebook. Thank you so much. My name is NSK, and
Michelle Mushimba, and
we're going to
out.
give it over to Abudi Ricardo Twakosep.
Thank you very much, Andy. Just the best. Round of applause, please, for NSK from Fresh FM, as well as Mimi. Fine, Chan. I think we can do better. Can we please give them a warm round of applause? This is part of the commitment that the Environmental Investment Fund has in terms of involving young people. They were exclusively invited. They were here throughout the day to provide updates on the conference and, of course, also be ready for the gala dinner. To officially start the program, can I please ask all of you to stand for the National and African Union anthems.
Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty. Together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, hold high the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee. Let us all unite and celebrate together. The victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the star. Let us make Africa the tree of life.
Thank you very much. You may take your seat. I have only witnessed few events where the governors are looking so good, except for Independence Day. You know, it looks great. It's a very, very important day. If you don't show up on Independence Day as a political office bearer, we have a problem. But nonetheless, my name is Ricardo Twakosep. For those of you that have been with me throughout the day, yes, I'm still here. We have a program to fulfill today, and we are going to make sure that we do just that towards the end of the night. But for tonight, we're gathered here, of course, for the EBA grant handover. A bit earlier on throughout the day, we heard how important the work that the Environmental Investment Fund does as an act of parliament. Very young organization that has really, over the last decade of their existence, established themselves as a recognizable funding institution for sustainable development, not only in Namibia, but also in Africa. It's an institution that enjoys great standing in the continent. The fact that we are able to attract international funding at the scale that we do, with the work that the Chief Executive Officer, his board, and the team are doing on a daily basis is something for us to laud and be proud of as Namibians. And we will get those details throughout this ceremony. Can we please give the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia's team a round of applause? As the saying goes, if it's not recorded, it did not happen. So the Environmental Investment Fund did not want to give away this grant in secrecy. You know, the big one for this administration, of course, is transparency, and that's why we're all gathered here. Earlier on, somebody was saying that, yeah, but why do we have so many conferences? It's because we are a democracy. When you don't consult, then you have a dictatorship. So every year, whether it's EIF, whether it's NAMRA, whether it's NAMDIA, there has to be consultations when they are looking at taking a different strategic direction. And that's why we've been here since this morning, and that we are going to be closing off for this celebration for tonight. Let me just quickly take you briefly through the program. It's not about me, it's about the 34 community-based organizations that will be honored here tonight. We will just have brief welcoming remarks and the official recognition of protocol by the Executive Director of the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises, Mr. Titus Ndove. Then we'll have remarks by the Honorable Maureen Hinda Mbwende, Deputy Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises on climate change, financing, and of course, on resource mobilization, with some reflections on that. Then we'll have a brief entertainment break. We are here to celebrate, and we have Ims Nicolau and one of the young upcoming stars in the Namibian music industry. He calls himself Waters. Please, I don't also know why he calls himself that, young people of today. I don't know, Waters. Imagine if my name was Sand and I was standing up here addressing you. But nonetheless, he's in the entertainment space. After that, we'll have the introduction of the keynote speaker. That'll be done by the ED of the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Comretio Nitila, of course also former Environmental Commissioner. Then we'll have the very brief keynote address. This is why Honorable Shifeta is one of my favorite ministers. He doesn't waste time on the podium. And then this is now me just telling him, please keep it short, Honorable, in the style. Huh? And then we'll have, of course, the grand handover. And with a brief vote of thanks after that, we'll get straight into the entertainment and the celebration for today. I would just like to say we are spending public money, so it's only soft drinks for tonight unless I'm told otherwise. I'll consult with management. If you are well behaved, we'll see what we can do a bit later on. I see there are some big eyes on certain tables. I'm not going to mention any names. But Londoners, thank you very much, Comrades, for making time out to be here with us tonight. Can you please give a warm round of applause to give us the official welcoming remark to Mr. Titus Ndove.
Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Honorable Poamba Shifeta, Honorable Maureen Hinda, the Deputy Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, other cabinet ministers present, or respective Honorable Regional Governors present as well, Madam Inge Dhamani, the advisor in the presidency, or Chairperson of Regional Council present, Mr. Theophilus Ngintila, the Executive Director in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Tourism, the board members of Environmental Investment Fund, the CEO of EIF, Mr. Libanda and Madam Libanda, and esteemed chairperson and beneficiaries from the respective community-based organization, the staff member of Environmental Investment Fund, distinguished members from the CBN RM fraternity and the environmental sector at large, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, good evening. Indeed, it's an honor and privilege to welcome you at this very important occasion titled The Building Resilience of Community Across Targeted 8 Landscapes Threatened Under the Climate Change through Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Approach Initiative, a project funded by the Green Climate Fund titled Building Resilience Community Living in 8 Landscape Threatened Under Climate Change through an Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Approach in Namibia, a Grant Award Ceremony. The ceremony marks the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Grant Handover Ceremony to 34 community-based organizations to the tune of 8.3 million Namibia dollar. Equally tonight, there will be a handover of a completion certificate of 6 grants under the community-based natural resource-based organization for the project entitled Create a Climate Change Resilience Livelihood through Community-Based Natural Resources Management in Namibia. Allow me from the onset to congratulate the organizer for organizing this gathering, hosting a gifting ceremony indeed. I think you can't agree with me more. We are honored to have in our midst the Honorable Pohamba Shifeta, the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism, together, of course, with the Honorable Hinda Mbwende, the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises. We are gracing our ceremony tonight. Your presence here indeed is more than welcome. I would like to extend a special welcome as well to the board members of EIF, the Chief Executive Officer we already mentioned, Mr. Libanda, in the same vein, also a special invited guest, and also the stakeholders and all participants to this handover ceremony. Your presence here indeed is a testimony to the government's commitment to address the impact of climate change within the Namibian landscape. This ceremony we are witnessing tonight is a commitment of our resolve towards supporting programs that address climate change among our communities and landscape. We are endeavored to intensifying our efforts to realize that objective. You agree with me more that the interventions such as this provide a much needed knowledge in addressing climate-induced problems by implementing adaptive modes that benefits our communities. The ecosystem-based adaptation concept includes the sustainable management, conservation, and the restoration of biodiversity and ecosystem to provide services that help people to adapt to the adverse effect of climate changes. And in order for us to basically have a sustainable livelihood as a human being. It's required from all citizenry to convert from the conventional farming practices to the newly proven adaptive measures. And there's a great need, therefore, and demand for the paradigm shift in our approaches. The ecosystem-based adaptation projects is an opportune moment to review our conventional approaches and embrace the new methods which will take us beyond the normal sustenance methods and practices. Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, honorable ministers and deputy minister, I'm very pleased to see the unity and the keen interest of all stakeholders toward supporting measures and intervention for the climate change adaptation, and that's actually a testament to your attendance this evening. I further applaud our government of the Republic of Namibia, and mainly the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism, for the impeccable and set strategies and policies in place toward climate adaptation and mitigation, and of course also the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises to lead the development of framework that serve to ensure that the government, and specifically these two ministries of Environment and also Finance, continues to play a pivotal role in the identifying intervention that empower local communities to adapt to the site or the impact of climate change. I'm happy to report that the Environmental Investment Fund in 2021 attained a re-accreditation from the Green Climate Fund for another 5 years mandate, which is, and as a result, I'm talking now as well, we're also trying to access other sources from other funds. And we are basically commenced with their accreditation process with the adaptation fund. From the two funds going forward from now, we're expecting basically to raise around 800 more, which will be dedicating to fight the impact of climate change. Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, took time from their busy offices and schedule to attend this event. Your coming will surely contribute to the success of our event this evening. On behalf, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, of the Environmental Investment Fund, I would like to wholeheartedly extend a warm welcome to all of you. Feel at home, enjoy the hospitality of the EIF, and with these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you and good evening. Thank you.
You can clearly see that this is a man of administration. Come in, say what you need to say, and move along. But if there's one job that I wouldn't want to have, is to be the executive director of the Ministry of Finance. How does it look like when it's time when those requests are coming in from the ministries? It's gray hair. It must be very serious. Can we please give a round of applause to the ED? The Environmental Investment Fund, of course, reports to two ministries. Ministry of Finance is the direct line ministry, but the Ministry of Environment, of course, is the custodian of the content of what they're putting out there. Our next speaker, the Honorable Deputy Minister, of course, is no stranger to public administration. And she'll now just come on stage to reflect a little bit on climate change financing and resource mobilization for this huge responsibility that we have for sustainable development for our country. Please give a warm round of applause to our Deputy Minister of Finance. I think we can do better.
Good evening, Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Bohamba Shifeta, the Minister of Environment and Tourism, and Madam Inge. Allow me to stand by the protocol that has been established. My Chief Executive has taken the words out of my mouth, but I can still add to say that I consider this opportunity very important. And I greatly appreciate as mitigative interventions to counter environmental degradation is very close to my heart. As a product of the South, which is sandwiched in two deserts that are aggressively encroaching, government commitment to investment, what was I saying? As a product of the South, which is sandwiched in two deserts that are aggressively encroaching, I am honored to present few remarks to reiterate government's commitment to investment in the future of our environment, communities, and the nation at large. The presence of our governors speaks to it. Thanks so much for gracing this opportunity. As we gather here, it is imperative that we acknowledge the significant challenges posed by climate change and the urgent need for action. The intensification of climate change has amplified these challenges, leading to slowdown in economic activities and growth outlook, and hindering our path to sustainable development. The International Institute of Environment and Development in 2007 suggests that over the past 20 years, annual losses to Namibian economy could be up to 6% of the GDP due to the impact of climate change. On these predictions, agricultural revenue is estimated to decline by about 28% to current revenue by 2050, and a loss of 42% by 2080. This could have major impact on the GDP and the overall economic growth of our country unless we act with the necessary urgency. This will mean more resources will be required for climate investment. Noting the intensity of such occurrences, there is a need to start mobilizing development partners and coordinate investment efforts to adequately address this looming cloud. So allow me to compliment you for the efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, to address these challenges emerging from climate change and to build a resilient economy, we all must make proactive measures. Government has already embarked on initiatives to adapt and mitigate the impact of climate change. I would therefore like to commend the exceptional efforts of Environmental Investment Fund in addressing the looming challenges of drought and climate change. The initiatives have been nothing short of inspiring, and I am deeply humbled to witness the numerous initiatives. By investing in climate-smart agricultural practices, water conservation measures, and innovative technologies, our farmers will only increase their productivity by also reducing their vulnerability to climate risk. Allow me to pause to add that Namibia, with its diverse landscape and climate, holds immense potential amidst its arid and semi-arid landscape aggravated by global warming, present additional challenges to traditional farming practices. I compliment integrated approach to revolutionize agricultural sector with innovative national ventilation polyhouse technology project, which could offer cooperative business opportunities for young people, which is piloted in Karipip, and I had the opportunity to visit that yesterday, with immense potential for young entrepreneurs. The Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises do and will continue to support climate-related initiatives, including working closely with the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia. The ministry finalized the development finance assessment that resulted in the development of integrated financing framework. In addition, a digital finance ecosystem assessment and an SDG investor map have been developed to accelerate the implementation of the SDGs with the support of the private sector. The integrated financing strategy will strengthen domestic revenue mobilization, unlock the potential of green and blue bonds, and boost private sector investment in sustainable projects. On the other hand, the framework will guide the resource mobilization effort and leverage all resources of finance for the implementation of medium and long-term development plans. The work carried out to date on the integrated national financing framework is at an advanced stage, and once approved, the framework will further provide effective guidance to the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia towards the establishment of the SDG Namibia 1, which is a green hydrogen investment platform. The platform has already raised about 760 million grants in 2023. The same framework is well placed to support resource mobilization for drought relief and climate-related challenges. Therefore, the role of Environmental Fund is critical as an institution, as the institution plays a strategic role in bringing together multiple funders with different objectives to create blended finance structure that will enable investment in climate adaptation and mitigation while also advancing key developmental objectives. The negative economic impact on climate change in Namibia is a pressing issue that demands our immediate action. As we navigate the path towards sustainable development, let us remember that addressing climate change is not only an environmental imperative, but also an economic imperative. Together, we can build a more resilient and prosperous Namibia. A nation that strives in the face of adversity and leads the charge in climate change, adaptation and mitigation. I call upon each one of you to join hands and contribute your expertise, resources, and determination to tackle these challenges head on. In the words of Kofi Annan, the former Secretary General of the UN, it says, I quote, "The world is reaching the tipping point beyond which climate change may become irreversible. If this happens, we risk denying present and future generations the right to a healthy and sustainable planet. The whole humanity stands to lose unless we act." With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I'm keen and looking forward to being part of this official handover of the 34 grant to community-based countrywide organizations. I thank you.
Another round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been such a long day, so we really just wanted to make sure that we bring a little bit of flavor in the house. I know that the two best dancing governors are also in the house, Honorable Neville Andre, and I don't want to, can you guess the other one? Chair, who said chair there? Don't be like that, colleagues, please. These are our leaders. Don't call him out like that. But nonetheless, just to provide some entertainment and good times for us and to get the body moving, please allow me to welcome a very, very talented pair of young men, jazz guitarist Mr. Eames Nicolau and Waters. Round of applause for them, please.
Good evening, everyone. I go by the name of Waters. I am a singer-songwriter born and raised here in Windhoek, Namibia. Yes, and I will be your entertainment for the next few minutes, actually. Enjoy yourselves, mingle if you have to. I'll just be here. And on the strings over here, we have Ims as well. So, yeah. Akuhekuring mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringo, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringo, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringo, mwanje odembi kongan. Wombadu bonganda, odembi kongan. No maere bongan, odembi. Wombadu bongan, odembi bonganda, odembi bonganda, odembi. Akuhe kuringo, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringo, mwanje odembi. I'm coming home. But the morning sun. Oh mama, I can feel your touch in the breeze as the winds are blowing. Oh, I can feel you here with me. Every little step I take, I'm coming home. Home is where I should be, and I want the whole world to see. Home, akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi. Let's take it away. I love you, I love you, I love you. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi kongan. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Wombadu bongan, odembi kongan. No maere bonganda, odembi. Wombadu bonganda, odembi konganda. No maere bongan, odembi. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Akuhe kuringa, mwanje odembi konganda. Wombadu bongan, odembi kongan. No maere bonganda, odembi. Wombadu bonganda, odembi kongan. No maere bongan. Thank you very much. All right. So this next song is called Na Enjoyment. And it goes like this. Ah, na enjoyment. And I would love for you to sing with me. It's very easy. So it goes like, ah, na enjoyment. Can I hear you? Let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. Ah, na enjoyment. One more time, guys. I don't hear you. Ah, na enjoyment. Don't be stiff now. Come on now. Oh, let's go. If you wanna dance, you can get up and dance. Na enjoyment. Come. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, go. Let me throw your money. Just take it all from me. You like my sweet melody. The way you dancing, 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 dancing for me, yeah. Tonight's a crazy party, love in the air socially, but the ladies are looking lonely, cause the fellas be acting horny. Now enjoying it with all the money, but tomorrow we back to grinding. Sometimes see it with me. That we need 1, 2, 3, let's go. Now enjoyment. Listen, baby, nights like these are meant for falling. Yeah, baby, nights like these are meant for falling. Yeah, so put your drinks up, ballers, cards in the air, ladies come show up. Tonight we're spending with no care. So put your drinks up, ballers, cards in the air, ladies come show up. Say it, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Oh, now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Now enjoyment, now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Listen, now enjoyment. I said, tonight's a crazy party, love in the air socially, but the ladies are looking lonely, cause the fellas be acting horny. Now enjoyment with all the money, but tomorrow we back to grinding. Soft life is all that we need. What are we saying? Drinks on me. Oh, now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Oh, now enjoyment. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Now enjoyment, baby, baby, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Now enjoyment. Thank you very much. Once again, I go by the name of Waters, and this is M's on the guitar. The next song we're going to perform for you is called Star Sign. You know, there's Capricorn, there's Sagittarius, there's Virgo. Madam, I would love to ask you, what is yours star sign? You don't know? Scorpio. I love Scorpios. Go. Oh, that sounds so nice. Ho! Show me your star sign, so I can find your love in the night sky. Tell me your star sign, so I may follow your heart in the night sky. Are you a Pisces or a Virgo, a Libra or a Scorpio? Then show me your star sign, and we can start our love line. Take me on a trip in your mind. I wanna study you and understand you from the inside. Replicate you like a Gemini, shining like gold in the morning sky. Listen, isn't it ironic how we're in love and platonic? Cause you're fairy like an Aries, with the warmth of a Taurus. You could be Leo, you could be Cancer, cause you possess all the powers of a Panther, with the harmony and peace of a Libra.
So show me your star sign, so I can find our love in the night sky. Tell me your star sign, so I may follow your heart in the night sky. Are you a Pisces or a Virgo, a Libra or a Scorpio? Then show me your star sign, show me your star sign, and we can start a love line. The beauty in your natural form, independence of a Capricorn, rebellious to this world, never to conform. Are you Aquarius, by the way I'm Sagittarius?
Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for Waters, please. Before I started my career, I know it sounds unbelievable, but I used to be also an R&B singer. See, that's what I'm saying. Should I put something down? I mean, for next time, we've been so coordinated. The moment we want to start singing, just need to put the hand up. Please don't mind. But nonetheless, talking about starting my career, I've been a child of the media since started becoming radio based FM, etc. I came to NBC and so forth. One of the things I've picked up, I think I've also employed in my own personal life, is the dedication of service, dedication to public service. And there are executives amongst us within the public administration. I did a stint, just about a year and a half, in one of the offices of our political office bearers. And one of the things I really noticed is even for myself that have been dealing with them for so many years, we take you for granted. We don't know how hectic the schedules are. The problem is we always just see the images at the gala dinners, etc. So you think, these ministers, they are eating again. But the amount of work that goes in on a daily basis and the support structure to run a state, to run a country, is enormous. And there are cadres amongst us that have dedicated their life to that public service. The person who will introduce our keynote speaker is one of them. Mr. Ngitila, I've known him in public service since I started my career at a very young age. I'm still very young, I'm just upper youth. And he has shown that commitment and dedication from office to office, environmental commission, and now as the executive director. And that only means one of two things. All the successes within the line ministry and the work that is being done, we can confidently attribute to people like himself. But also, the problem is, if you are the face of an institution, when things don't work out, who do we blame? Comrade Executive Director. So please, for one of these long-serving cadres of our public service, give him a warm round of applause as he introduces our keynote speaker for tonight, the Executive Director of Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Mr. Theon Ngitila. Please, let's go a little bit louder for that one.
Thank you very much. And a very good morning, a good evening to all of you. When you are a long civil servant, you don't differentiate either it's the morning or in the evening, especially when you are in the room like this one. Congratulations, the team. Before I get to the task before me, just allow me to congratulate Environmental Investment Fund. And also to confirm to our Director of Ceremony when he introduced me here. When EIF was launched in 2012, the Act was passed in 2001, Act number 13 of 2001. We were struggling to establish Environmental Investment Fund. In 2012, we decided, let us launch the fund. The fund was capitalized with merely 200,000 Namibian dollars by Minister of Finance that time. It was so difficult even to hire a CEO. The following year, we managed to get a little bit more to capitalize the fund. We get resources to hire a CEO to move the fund forward. I was made the board chairperson of that fund. And we hired the youngest person who was at that time working on the project. You know, where there is a will and a vision and determination, there is always a way. It doesn't matter how much money, the little you get, if you have passion with what you do. Look where we are today. This was my first board, being a member of the board and being a chairperson. I don't even know where to start. But we were able to establish a well-functional fund, able to serve as a long-term financial mechanism for environmental program in Namibia. I think we should give Benedict and his team a big applause. So that is the history where we're coming from. Very young. Imagine how, look, I'm not that young anymore, but I was very young. Benedict was even worse. Today I'm seeing him, next to him, there is Madame Limbanda. Congratulations. My task this evening is not that easy. It's one of the, probably the most difficult tasks. Why? To introduce somebody who was born before you. Secondly, to introduce somebody who has a CV or resume spanning over 40 pages. That means we have to stay here the whole evening, just introducing the next speaker. But I'm going to summarize that in 1 minute. The comrade who is going to deliver a keynote address is a comrade of which his name is really associated very much with youth development in this country. Spanning from the liberation struggle for our independence, his involvement in student mobilization to take part in the national liberation. I remember him that time. I was at Oshigambo High School. They come in a white Toyota, not double cab, single cab, with a mattress at the back. Probably that's where they used to sleep. So he was distributing to us some information material and a t-shirt. We were so excited to see him And actually, we spent the night at Oshigambo, and we were surrounding him to listen more about student politics. The same person, after independence, he was able to establish a well-functional National Youth Council of Namibia, of which he was a leader of that institution. He then also became Minister for Youth and Sport and the National Service, as it called it today. So his history is actually linked to youth development. And coming to the ministry that he heads today, we can see most of our activities are targeted to youth empowerment, ranging from our concessions that we have, the involvement in running our national parks, and also making sure that the ministry management cadre are actually young. Don't look at me, but most of them are really young. This is none than our Honorable Pohamba Shifeta, Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. I therefore have the honor to invite him to step forward to the podium to deliver his remarks. Thank you.
Please get seated, those who can. Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. I was alerted by the Director of Ceremonies that I should be brief, and I will do that. Honorable Maureen Hinda Mwende, Deputy Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, who represents my colleague, Honorable Shimi, who is not in town, but rather gave an apology. Honorable Eric Angela, Governor from Msati region, the Great Msati region. Honorable Neville Andre Tope, Governor of Great Erongo region. I know there will be a fight if I just say one region is great. And it's already started. Honorable Maurice Shea, Governor of Great Kunene region. Honorable Debashea, Governor of Great Hangwana region. Honorable Kudumo, Governor of Kabango East Great region. Honorable Silka Hausiku, Governor of Great Kabango West region. Honorable James Borikwa, Governor of Osoro-Jupa region. Great Osoro-Jupa region. Honorable Marilyn Bekera, Chairperson of Osoro-Jupa Regional Council, and the other council, regional council and local authority council present here. Ms. Inge Zamani Kamui, Presidential Advisor. Authority, all the chairpersons, if they are, regional council present here. Mr. Theophilus Mtila, the Executive Director of the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. Mr. Benedict Libanda, the Chief Executive Officer for the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia and Badam. Mr. Titus Ndobe, Chairperson of Board of Directors of Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia, and other board members present. Mr. Timotheus Mufeti, our Environmental Commissioner in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Tourism, and other senior government officials present, esteemed chairpersons and beneficiaries from the respective community-based organizations, staff members of the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia, distinguished invited guests, as per your titles and the respective qualities, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I humbly recognize the presence of everyone. Good evening. I stand before you today, this evening, as the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism, what is the national focal point to all the Rio conventions, filled with pride and hope as we gather to celebrate the grand handover ceremony for community projects aimed at addressing climate change through ecosystem-based adaptation. This occasion marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to safeguard our environment and build resilience in the face of climate change. Namibia, with its diverse ecosystems and rich biodiversity, is acutely aware of the threat posed by climate change. Our landscapes, from the breathtaking deserts to the vibrant savannas, are not only a source of natural beauty, but also crucial to the well-being and livelihoods of our communities. However, climate change poses significant impacts and the threats to our ecosystem-based goods and services, which are vital for the well-being of both human societies and natural ecosystems. Addressing these impacts and the threats requires concerted efforts in climate change mitigation and adaptation. Director of Ceremonies, according to analysis from the German Climate Service Center of 32 global climate models, temperature across Namibia are expected to increase by 1.7 degrees Celsius to 5.4 degrees Celsius by the 2080s, with the minimum nighttime temperature expected to increase from 1.5 degrees Celsius to 4.9 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. The duration of heat waves is expected to increase by 6 to 29 days by the 2080s. The number of cold days will significantly reduce. These temperature shifts have a profound impact on agricultural production, household livelihood, and ecosystem integrity, and also overall economic growth in our country. Recognizing this, we have embraced the concept of ecosystem-based adaptation as a powerful tool to combat challenges ahead of us. Ecosystem-based adaptation recognizes the inherent strength and the resilience of our natural systems in adapting to changing climatic conditions. Our commitment to addressing these challenges is embedded in our national priority programs, such as the Nationally Determined Contribution, Integrated National Financing Framework, Harambee Prosperity Plan, among others, and also our NDPs and the Vision 2030. This framework guides our efforts towards achieving sustainable development, economic growth, poverty eradication, and social progress. Ecosystem-based adaptation with its emphasis on harnessing the resilience of our natural systems, offers a unique opportunity to integrate climate change considerations into this national agenda. Director of Ceremonies, today we are proud to honor and support community-led initiatives that have demonstrated exceptional potential in implementing ecosystem-based adaptation strategies. These projects, driven by the passion and commitment of local individuals and organizations, embody the spirit of sustainability and community empowerment. Through the project funded by the Green Climate Fund, titled Building Resilience of Communities Across Targeted 8 Landscape Threatened Under Climate Change Through Any Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Approach initiative, we are proud to unveil grants award to a tune of 88,300,000 Namibian dollars to 34 community-based organizations. These grant projects are located in landscapes covering more than 200,000 square kilometers of land and home to about 216,000 people, which is around 7.5% of Namibia's total population. Furthermore, with this funding, about 3,500 climate-resilient jobs opportunities will be created in rural areas across Namibia. Director of Ceremonies, I would like to foremost convey my sincere gratitude to the Green Climate Fund for their unwavering support, commitment to environmental conservation concept in Namibia, and availing climate financing of adaptation intervention through projects and programs earmarked for implementation in Namibia. It is through collaborations and the partnerships such as this that the Namibian government can address the critical challenges facing our planet and work towards a sustainable future. Once more, I applaud the management of the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia under the capable leadership of young Benedict Libanda. He's now young, almost young. But you won't catch me. Now he's still the youngest, I think, among those heading our public enterprises. Could be, if not youngest. So he was more younger than that time. I think he was 31 or 32 when he took over. Sorry to reveal your age. In the same vein, I would like to extend my gratitude to the Board of Directors of the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia, who made sure that good governance principles were maintained throughout the selection of grant recipients. Director of Ceremonies, I would like to emphasize that this grant reflects our belief in the power of local action and the community-led initiatives in the fight against the impact of climate change. Therefore, as grant recipients, you have been entrusted with responsibility that extend beyond the immediate benefits of financial support. You hold the key to driving meaningful change in your communities and the broader landscape of environmental protection in Namibia. Your projects have the potential to create a lasting impact, not only for the present, but also for the future generations who will inherit the consequences of today's actions. Furthermore, with this opportunity comes a profound obligation an obligation to ensure that these funds are utilized with utmost diligence, transparency, and accountability. Diligence means more than just managing finances. It entails meticulous planning, effective implementation, and a continuous monitoring and evaluation of your projects all the time. It is of my profound pleasure to equally inform you that the ecosystem-based adaptation sister project, the community-based natural resource management EDA project funded by the Green Climate Fund again, that ended last year, November 2022, equally contributed to the national agendas of addressing climate change with awarding a total of 31 grants to a total tune of 112 million Namibian dollars. Had a series of multiple handovers of these community projects throughout the passing years, with a remainder of 7 out of 31 projects to be officially handed over also to the respective communities. Though these projects have come to a completion under the Environmental Investment Fund funding window, the onus is on the recipients, together with the regional leadership, to ensure that these investments do not become white elephants. Let us embrace what the government has done to ensure that our respective projects yield the desired result and enhance returns on the investments. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Tourism is committed to providing unwavering support to all environmental initiatives and the policies that contribute to our shared vision of a sustainable world, which Namibia is part of. Let me further urge the ministerial staff members, especially the multilateral division in our ministry and the community-based natural resource management division, to continue providing the necessary support to the community-based organizations in the respective areas of duties towards the sustainability of these projects. I have no doubt that the ecosystem-based adaptation project will have a positive impact on rural livelihood and the integrity of our ecosystems. May we continue to work together to create a brighter and a greener future Namibia. Thank you for your humble attention. It was brief indeed.
I think we can do better with the or is it the food? Must the food come, colleagues? Huh? I see. Nonetheless, thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for giving us it. I think it's important to always understand these things in context, and that's what the Honorable Minister has just done. Well, like I said, we are here today with Father Christmas Environmental Investment Fund to give away 88 million Namibian dollars. And one thing I'm saying now is that I'm also tired of standing at this podium announcing these things. Next year, I want to sit on one of those tables. I also want to become a grantee. I must become a beneficiary. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get to our award ceremony for tonight. I would like to call on the Honorable Minister back on the podium, accompanied by the Honorable Deputy Minister, as well as the chairperson of the board and the chief executive officer, who is not so young since who took over the reins or started the Environmental Investment Fund. Please give him a warm round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to award the following recipients of the EBA project. Through vigorous screening, these projects have rightfully earned their grants. Welcoming to the stage representatives of our first grantee from Gaingu Conservancy. With their project titled Sustainable Water and Land Management Ecosystem Adaptation Project for the Conservancy. Located in the mighty Kunene region, this project is awarded 2.5 million Namibian dollars. The project is expected to make the following changes. 50 backyard gardens will be established to improve food security for 50 households. 10 water points will be rehabilitated and fitted with carbon neutral solar systems. From the mic.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I would just like to urge the governors that are present, when you hear the region, please come to the stage and join your grant recipients on stage for that picture. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, also receiving a grant this evening is Ochimbingwe Independent Development Association. With a project title, Revive the Community Garden and Enhance Horticulture Produce through new climate-smart technologies to mitigate climate change effects on horticulture projects. Also from the Kunene region, awarded 2.5 million Namibian dollars. This project is expected to make the following impacts. To revolve a horticultural community garden benefiting more than 50 households, establish a boiler and layer production project to act as a reliable protein source of targeted community. Also, income from the 2 streams will sustain the project operations. 1 water point will be rehabilitated and fitted with carbon-neutral solar systems and act as a reliable water source for the community and garden.
Yeah. It's just that they are covering. Yes.
Okay, just to correct ourselves, the first 2 conservancies, or rather Gengu Conservancy, is in fact from the Irongo region and not the Kunene region, as well as Oshimbingwe Independent Development Association, also hails from the Irongo region. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming that is from TSEP and Soris Consortium, with their project titled Enhancing Community Adaptation through Climate Change Integration and Promotion of Climate Resilient Livelihoods in TSEP and Soris Conservancies, from the investment window, restoration and climate proofing. From the region, the Kunene region, this project, and this is from the Kunene and Irongo region. This project is awarded with a total amount of 2 million Namibian dollars. This project is expected or aims to make the following changes. Improve food security at household and community level for over 2,000 direct and indirect beneficiaries. Farmers will be supported to restock with climate-resilient small stock and training on small stock husbandry and rangeland management practices. 10 water points will be rehabilitated and fitted with carbon-neutral solar systems. With some more money to give, we now welcome that is a representative from the TSEP Conservancy, all the way from the Irongo region. This project is titled TSEP Conservancy Solar Plants, awarded a whopping amount of 2 million Namibian dollars. One solar plant will be established, and this project will see an increase in employment creation. This project will also see 2,636 community members with improved livelihoods and increased adaptive capacity. Let's welcome to the stage Valvicha Regional Farmers Union with their project titled Promoting Climate Resilient Farming Practices through EBA in Vulnerable Farming Communities in Southern Kunene. From the mighty Kunene region, this project is awarded a whopping amount of 3.8 million Namibian dollars. This project aims to sustain 60 households which will benefit, that is, from the project activities. This includes borehole rehabilitation and restocking with climate-resilient livestock breeds. 10 households will see an improve in food security achieved through establishments of poultry production as an alternate livelihood sustained activity. Let's welcome to the stage now Kaibason Farmers Cooperative Limited with their side project titled Water and Solar Infrastructure Development and Restocking Livelihoods, all the way from the Irongo region. This project will be awarded 2 million Namibian dollars. Some impacts aim to be addressed here are 6,550 hectares under improved rangeland management, 34 farmers supported to restock with climate-resilient livestock breeds, 10 households with improved food security achieved through the establishment of poultry production as an alternative livelihood sustaining activity. Can we have another round of applause, please? Welcoming to the stage now from the Ochimbingwe Settlement, the Ochimbingwe Farmers Association, through their project titled Enhancing Direct Access to Alternative Water Sources for Subsistence Farmers Under Climate Change Conditions by replacing diesel water pumps with solar water pumps in the Ochimbingwe Settlement, all the way from the Irongo region. Awarded 2 million Namibian dollars. This project is expected to make the following impacts. 10 water points will be rehabilitated and fitted with carbon-neutral solar systems. Can we have another round of applause, please? And now, welcoming to the stage representatives for the following project, Orupupa Conservancy. With their project titled Implement Climate Smart Solar Watering Infrastructures and Improve Adaptive Capacity Through Livelihood Diversification, Income Generation Project for Communities in 6 villages of Orupupa Conservancy, all the way from the mighty Kunene region. awarded 3.5 million Namibian dollars. They expect to make the following changes. 255 households will be supported through implementation of project activities. 10,951 small and large livestock will be provided with sufficient water supply, and the project will see through the employment of 30 youth members. Herewith, ladies and gentlemen, inviting to the stage our following grantee, all the way from Kovareb Small Stock Association from the Kunene region, with their project title, Enhancing Ecosystem-Based Adaptation through Reduced Land Coverage Practices for Smallholder Farmers in Kovareb area. Now awarded 2.5 million Namibian dollars. This project is designed to address the needs of small stock farmers and to improve the adaptive capacity of community members in the Kovareb community. Another hand of applause, please. Let us welcome now to the stage Oshiwono Women Cultural Group from the Kunene region. From the investment window, restoration and climate proofing, they walk away with an amount of 1.5 million Namibian dollars. These women expect the following impacts. 862 women will benefit directly and indirectly from the garden project. Let's give them another round of applause. And the money remains in the Kunene region, welcoming Otudemba Conservancy with their title Otudemba Hydroponic Garden, awarded an amount of 1.6 million Namibian dollars. Their expected impacts: a community garden fitted with a drip irrigation system and solar water pumps, employment creation, and 70 households will have access to food security. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving over to the Omsati region, let's welcome America Farmers Cooperative Limited. With their project titled Integrated Rangeland Management and Supply Chain Enhancement for America Farmers Cooperative in America, awarded a whopping amount of 2 million Namibian dollars. They aim to make the following impacts and difference. 118 livestock farmers will benefit from improved rangelands and fodder production. 38,900 hectares under improved rangeland management. 2,500 hectares will be debushed to improve pasture. And over 2,000 households will benefit from improved food security. Can we have another round of applause? Let's welcome to the stage Olushanja Horticultural Producers Association. With their project titled Enhance Horticulture Produce Through New Climate Smart Technologies to Mitigate Climate Change Effects on Horticulture Produce and Strengthen the Supply Chain to Markets. They are awarded 3 million Namibian dollars. 120 farmers will be supported to adopt new climate smart technologies to mitigate climate change effects on horticulture production, and 600 hectares under climate smart farming practices. Inviting now to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Omi Papa Forest Project. From the Ohangwena region, the project will be granted 3 million Namibian dollars through their project titled Enhancing Ecosystem-Based Adaptation through Integrated Sustainable Agricultural Practices in the Forest Management Activity. This means 600 beneficiaries with access to reliable water supply, employment opportunities for 14 youth and women, 7,000 hectares under sustainable management practices, over 340 households will be increased in food security. We have more money to hand out. Welcoming to the stage, Omofitu Wekuta Community Forest, also from the Ohangwena region. They walk away, that is, with a grant amount of 1.5 million Namibian dollars. This project will see 1,200 beneficiaries with improved food security, 400 people with sustainable source water resources, and 28 community members will have employment. Onesi Ruakana Smallholders Farmers, please make your way to the stage. Through their project titled Smallholder Farmers Climate Change Adaptation and Livelihoods Support Project from the Umsati region, awarded a fine amount to the tune of 3 million Namibian dollars. This means that direct 21 households will increase adaptive capacity in terms of increased food security, increased income generation opportunities, and improved access to water resources. We remain in the Omsati region. Let's welcome to the stage representatives from the Ukulongwadi Community Forest. Receiving their amount of 3 million Namibian dollars. This project will see over 12,000 beneficiaries and employment opportunities for 100 people. This comes from the investment window, Climate Restoration. Everybody benefits, and we now move to the Klaras region. Let's welcome to the stage Adake Community Association. Through their project titled Adake Community Project, they are awarded a whopping amount of 3.5 million Namibian dollars. They are expected to make the following changes within the region: reliable water supply for retrofitting and rehabilitating existing water points with low carbon neutral solar system, improve food security at household level, solar home systems and reduce carbon emissions, and also increase awareness of climate change and its mitigation measures. Can we have another round of applause for the grantees so far? Staying in the Klaras region, let's welcome to the stage Kamasep Conservancy. With their project titled Enhance Climate Change Resiliency Through Subsistence Farming Practice, awarded an amount of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. The expected outcomes or impacts here are to build resilience for young emerging rural-based farmers living in the southern landscape, to retrofit and rehabilitate 2 boreholes, distribute 510 small stock through a revolving scheme benefiting 25 members. Each beneficiary gets 25 goats as a start-off package, and also to train beneficiaries on smart agricultural concepts. Let's welcome to the stage now, ladies and gentlemen, representatives from the Gabagap Conservancy. Right now receiving an amount of 2.5 million Namibian dollars, also representing the Klaras region. This project is expected to build resilience for young emerging rural-based farmers living in the southern landscape. Also, retrofitting and rehabilitating of 2 boreholes will also happen. Distribution of 510 small stock will happen through a revolving scheme benefiting 25 members, each beneficiary getting 25 goats as a start-off package, and the Conservancy will train beneficiaries on smart agricultural concepts. Handover region, are you in the house? If you're from the Handover region, make some noise, please. Let's welcome to the stage Lewe Rivier Farmers Association. Through their project titled Enhancing Local Level Economic Viability through Prosopis Harvesting for Feed, Furniture and Horticulture Production. Through their investment window titled Eco Enterprise Adaptation, they are rewarded with 3 million Namibian dollars. Can we give them a hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen? And now let's welcome to the stage Southern Namibia Farmers Union, representing the Karas and Hardap regions. Through their investment window, restoration and climate proofing, and their project titled Building Climate Resilience to Achieve Food Security in the Karas and Hardap regions, they are now awarded with 2.9 million Namibian dollars. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Kavango East region. Let's welcome to the stage Muthinduko Water Point Association. Through their project titled Community Livelihood Improvement Project through Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Approach for the Muthinduko community, they are awarded 3.5 million Namibian dollars. This project wishes to see through over 135 households that will benefit from the community garden, and 20 temporary jobs will be created. Can we have a round of applause once more? And we say the Kavango East region. Ladies and gentlemen, to the stage, Rujanjara and Tiko Community Project. Their project is titled Kavango Agriculture Empowerment Projects. They are awarded 3 billion Namibian dollars. This project beneficiaries are rural women who want to set up a low maintenance and diversified fresh produce by using a polyhouse system to improve food security, introduce diversified agricultural concepts, boost village-based economy, secure household food security, and alleviate poverty through provision of jobs and income in the community. Chimpanda Water Point Association, please make your way to the stage. Through their project titled Diversification of Community Livelihood through EBA approach for the Shimanda community, they are now awarded 3.3 million Namibian dollars, also representing the Kavango East region. Mayana building resilience of communities living in landscapes threatened under climate change through an ecosystem-based adaptation approach is the title project for Mayana Irrigation Association. Let's welcome them to the stage. Through the investment window titled Restoration and Climate Proofing, representing the Kavango East region, receiving an amount of 3.5 million Namibian dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your patience and for staying put. We are nearly done. Let's welcome Nashana Conservancy from the Otjozondjupa region, receiving an amount of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. Let's make some more noise for Otjozondjupa. Their project is expected to make the following changes in their region: to reduce vulnerability among community members in the Conservancy by implementing climate adaptive concepts that improve the living standards. Omaheke region, are you in the house? Can't hear you, Omaheke region. Let's welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Ochombinde Queens of Vision, representing the Omaheke region. With their title, the project title, the Ochombinde Women Community-Based Project. Under the investment window, land restoration, they are receiving 2.5 million Namibian dollars. This project aims to make the following impacts and changes in their community by creating employment opportunities for community members and also household food security ensured through adaptive community gardens. Thank you very much. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, for our recipients. And now, moving back over to the Otjozondjupa region, can we welcome to the stage representatives of the Ovitoto Conservancy. Through their project title, Strengthening Climate Change Resilience and Adaptation of Ovitoto Communal Conservancy, that ensures food security through the ecosystem-based adaptation models. This one is from the window, Restoration and Climate Change, and they receive another whopping amount of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. And we remain in the Otrodonjupa region. Okamatapati Conservancy, may you please make your way to the stage. They walk away with a whooping amount or a grant valued to 2.5 million Namibian dollars for their project titled Building the Resilience of Rural Communities in Okamatapati Conservancy, Otrodonjupa region in the face of climate change. We would like to call on the Omaheke Community Development Foundation. Congratulations on your grant amount of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. Their project is titled Climate Adaptive Diversified Agriculture Project under the investment window of restoration and representing the Omaheke region. This project aims to make the following changes in their region: avail potable water for human consumption and irrigation, improve food security at household and community level for over 1,000 direct and indirect beneficiaries of the Omaheke region. More than 20 young women and men will benefit from self-employment. Can we have a round of applause once more? We now call on the Oshotuo Conservancy Community Forest and Farmers Association. Congratulations on your grant award of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. Your project title is Integrated Community-Based Livestock and Rangeland Management to build resilience and climate change adaptation capacity for Oshotuo Conservancy Community Forest and Farmers Association, representing the Otrodonjupa region. It is my pleasure to welcome from the Zambezi region, Kashivi Community Developmental Group. Congratulations on your grant amount of 1.7 million Namibian dollars. Their project title is Adaptive Greenhouse Shade Net Approach for Communities of Kashivi area under the investment window, restoration and climate proofing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, let's welcome to the stage, also from the Zambezi region, Kanono Women Association. Congratulations on your grant amount, to the total of 2.5 million Namibian dollars. The project title is Introducing Sunflower Cultivations and cooking oil production for communities in the Zambezi region. Let's give them a hand of applause. In the same breath, ladies and gentlemen, before we do call it a night, we wish to award the following EDA, that is Enhanced Direct Access Project, with certificate of completion for successfully completing their projects. We'd like to welcome to the stage Top Knob Conservancy. They finished their project under the title Towards Smart Farming, and they were awarded 2.1 million Namibian dollars. ASEP Conservancy, we congratulate you for successfully completing your project. Please make your way to the stage. Their project title was Production of Biomass Animal Feed from Encroacher Bush at ASEP Settlement for Communal Livestock Farmers, all the way from the Omaheke region. Let's welcome from the Kunene region, Audi, Stories and Weberson Teufelfontein Conservancies. Congratulations for successfully completing your project under the EDA project. Your project title was Promoting Climate-Independent Livestock-Based Production for Resilient Livelihoods in Weberson, Teufelfontein, Stories and Audi Conservancies in Southern Kunene. Making their way to the stage right now is Omuramba Wambinda and Ochombinde Conservancies. Congratulations for successfully completing your project. Under your project title, Integrated Community-Based Livestock and Rangeland Management Adaptation in Omuramba Wambinda and Ochombinde Conservancies in the Omaheke region. Oscorp Conservancy, congratulations for successfully completing your project under the title Promoting Wildlife Biodiversity, Alternative Energy and Sustainable Water and Land Resource Mobilization under Increasing Arid Climate Conditions in Oscorp Conservancy. Moving on to the Kunene region, the Kunene Crocodile Cluster. Congratulations for successfully completing your project under the title Conservancies and Community Forest in Kunene, Actions to Adapt to Climate Change. Awarded an amount of 3.5 million Namibian dollars under the investment window, Ecosystem-Based Adaptation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you so much for your patience. We would lastly like to call to the stage Ohungu Conservancy from the Irongo region. Congratulations on successfully completing your project. Under the project title, Increasing Climate Resilience in Rural Communities through Provision of Solar Water Pumping Systems in Ohungu Conservancy. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a one round of applause once more to the recipients? Once again, congratulations to all our recipients. It's well deserved. And to everybody who has completed their project successfully. And again, thank you for your patience. One more time, let's give it up.
Under the Improving Rangeland and Ecosystem Management project, locals have benefited greatly. At Oshokavare, entrepreneur Lucrecia Kapeshire Shinjo was a lucky recipient of an energy-efficient stove. As some of you might wonder what this has to do with rangeland or ecosystem, the reality is that because of disparities in livelihoods, some people tend to rely heavily on natural resources, and the sustainability of utilization of these resources is sometimes endangered. The energy-efficient stove is designed to simply use less wood and produce more heat. How exactly does that happen? Shivute Nangula of the EIF explains.
The project actually procured 300 energy or fuel efficient stoves that were distributed among beneficiaries or local communities here in the Kunene region. The purpose of this is actually we all know that our forest systems actually face various pressures when it comes to the utilization of wood resources. So the idea here was to actually come up with an innovative idea or innovative structure that can actually assist our local communities. This energy or fuel efficient stove can actually do three things at the same time. This stove can cook. You can cook with it. You can actually also be baking bread.
I think Shivute can do it another time. It's my stage today. We'll bring the video later. Please visit I think first and foremost, can you please give a warm round of applause to the Environmental Investment Fund, 88 million. I just want to say to the EIF CEO, I'm available. My CV is with the colleagues. I want to be part of who is deciding the next 88 million. But nonetheless, there is one important item I just wanted to share with you before I call on the CEO of the Environmental Investment Fund. And I know some of the colleagues say, "Nah, Ricardo, you like to get political, etc." But I just want to say, Article 95 of the Namibian Constitution speaks about the welfare of people, of the Namibian people. And that first sentence, please make an effort to read Article 95. What that first sentence aspires, even if you look at the preamble of our Constitution, is what the EIF has done in practice today. And we can only hope that this sort of support increases as the organization also grows. But it's not my stage, it's the stage of the Environmental Investment Fund. Can we please give a warm round of applause to the accounting officer of the fund to come and give the closing remarks and vote of thanks, Mr. Benedict Libanda. I think we can do better after $88 million. I think we can do better.
Thank you very much, Director Seremon. I've got a very big task to deliver, and I hope I won't forget anyone in my vote of thanks, because it's not always good to forget those who support you. Director of Ceremony, I'm still a youth, yeah? Of course, a veteran youth, yeah? I can teach you one or two things. Yeah? Getting back to the program, I would like to stand by the protocol that has been already established and say all protocol observed, and good evening to all of us in this room today. Okay, that's fine. I am really humbled to be standing before you, witnessing this event of the grant handing ceremony in front of the Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism. This is an individual that I admire most. He has achieved a lot in his career, and I continue to learn from him. He's an extraordinary person, and I'm so much lucky to be working under the leadership and guidance of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism, Honorable Pwamba Shifeta. We thank you very much for always supporting the EIF and guiding us in whatever we do at the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia. I wanted to use this opportunity just to raise awareness of what our minister mentioned in his speech, just on two very important issues. One was on 1.5 degrees Celsius. What does that mean in the context of Namibia? When we say climate is about to warm by 1.5 degrees, in terms of impact, I was just reviewing the literature and it says that annual rainfall will reduce by 4%, and that is on an annual basis. Yeah? Cereal and livestock production will reduce by 10% because of poor rangeland and carrying capacity. Hot days will increase by 21 days, and evaporation rate will increase by 10%. Already evaporation rate is at 80%. So by 10%, that is 90%, which means 90% of the rains that we receive will evaporate because of extreme heat. And that is catastrophic to small-scale farmers, to livelihoods in the rural areas, and generally to the economic development of our country. And hence, ecosystem-based adaptation is one of those very important actions that is able to slow down the greenhouse gas emissions and also the warming of the planet. And how does that work? When you are doing ecosystem-based adaptation, we're talking about forestry, we're talking about woodlands, we're talking about savannas. And these savannas, they store carbon in the soil, so they sequestrate carbon, and that slows down the impacts of climate change. So in our soil, we need carbon to crop, we need carbon to grow our forestry, we need carbon to pollinate our crops. So that's what it means. If we look at this project, it's covering about 225,000 square kilometers of landscape. On average, there is about 17 tons per square meter. That is about 3 million tons of carbon stored underground. And that is the value that this ecosystem means to regulate our environment. So that's extremely important value that we should recognize the custodians of this land that we have awarded grants to. Honorable Minister, this morning we had a very interesting session where we engaged all stakeholders and we deliberated on the mandate of the ERF. We were able to solicit input, get feedback on how we are performing as an institution, and we received both positive and negative criticism that we'll take back to our offices, and that will help us to shape on how we deliver our services. And I want to thank the stakeholders who really participated in this morning and afternoon session. There were plus minus 250 people, mainly from different, from different walks of life. It's very rare that you see an asset manager, a natural resource reliant community, small-scale farmers, faith-based organization, members, convening in one place, talking about the same cause, that is climate change and environmental sustainability. So we're able to gather all these views and to integrate those views in our planning, in our strategic plans that we are developing as the fund. I think it's extremely important that as we talk about huge investments such as the green hydrogen, we should not forget about the small-scale farmers. We should not forget about those natural resource-reliant communities because they are equally important in the scheme of our economy. So that's the mandate of the ERF, and that's what we'll be doing going forward. Right now, let me give my vote of thanks. To start with, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister of Environment and Forestry and Tourism for providing policy guidance to the ERF, especially on issues pertaining to climate change and environmental financing. The ministry has been extremely supportive to the cause of the activities that are taken by the Environmental Investment Fund. In absentia, Honorable Minister of Finance and Public Enterprise, Honorable Mpubushimi, equally so, we have received good guidance through policy support. To mention some of this policy is the INFF, which is an integrated national finance framework, very, very important to guide our investments because it has allowed us to mobilize the much needed resources that we have leveraged in climate financing in Namibia. I also like to thank our Deputy Minister of Finance for supporting us in our resource mobilization efforts, Honorable Maureen Hinder. I think one of the most, I think most importantly, I have to say that fundraising is a very challenging undertaking. When we talk about the Green Climate Fund, there's no country allocation. The best proposal is submitted and it's approved on merit. Oh, okay. Can you still hear me? It's approved on merit. Globally, there are more than 220 proposals that have been approved by the Green Climate Fund, of which 4 of those are with the ERF. Yeah. And if you look at the competition of entities that we are competing with in terms of accessing those resources, are entities like the DBSA, the African Development Bank, the World Bank, EIB, the French Development Bank, and so forth. And I just want to thank the endurance and the commitment of the ERF staff members in terms of accessing those funds, although the scale hasn't been to the level that we desire. But I'll talk on that at the moment. Yeah. Also want to recognize and thank the presence of our advisor to the Office of the President, Madam Inge Zamwani. We have been guided by the HPP2. If you look at all these projects, when it comes to green and blue economy, they speak to the pillars of climate investment under the HPP2. So thank you so much for that guidance. To the board of the Environmental Investment Fund, the chairperson of the fund and the board members of the fund, thank you so much for the governance and the guidance that we continue to receive at the fund. It's really second to none when it comes to that, so we really thank you for your continuous support. To the grant recipients for today, I almost cried when seeing some community members dancing because, again, the process of accessing this funding is not so easy. So to see it that there's appreciation to the recipient, it really, really makes us happy as the Environmental Investment Fund. Then to the media is extremely important. They've been covering this event, for the past 2 weeks already. They've been promoting it on social media, especially NBC. We've received really good coverage, and we hope we'll receive more coverage from this event for the general public. Unfortunately, it's always we always thank the director of ceremony last, but in this it will be second last, or third last. The director of ceremony, Ricardo, has been exceptionally throughout the day, throughout the organization of this event. So we thank you very much for the support provided. Then to the staff members of the ERF, they work tirelessly organizing this event. You can imagine that the efforts that go through in organizing such an event. I wanted to recognize the project manager of EBA. Where's he? Brian? Where's Brian? Brian, come to the front. Yeah. Carl and Aina as well, and Lord. This has been that is Brian, the project manager of the EBA. He worked on the stage. And he worked with colleagues like Mr. Kao Aribeb. Can you please stand up? Mr. Kao Aribeb, Ms. Aina Iteta, Lord Namona Mota. Where are you guys? Thank you so much for pulling this, and the rest of the team, of course. And yes, last but not least, I want to thank my Ms. Libanda. Yes, for allowing me to come late hours at home. Thank you very much for the support. And yes, what did I forget? Oh, the governors. The governors, very important. Without the regional leadership, we were not going to source all these projects. So the governors, we thank you so much for the leadership, guidance as we visit your offices. We'll continue to make those rounds and courtesy call to your offices so that we are guided further on regional plans and how to align to your vision in the regions. So we thank you very much for the guidance and for attending this event. And for those who will be traveling back home tomorrow or this evening, please travel safely. We look forward to a productive journey ahead, especially with the new projects that we'll be implementing. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I wonder how the CEO's performance management agreement will look like end of this year. On that note, thank you so much. It's really been a very long day. Can I just ask all of you to stand so we can close off officially with the African Union and national anthems.
Let us all unite and celebrate together. The victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life. Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, hold high the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee.
Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you very much to those of you that are joining us online on the EIF platform. It has been a pleasure hosting you. We will respond to some of those comments that came in. For the rest of you at the venue, please enjoy the evening. We welcome now Waters and Ims Nicolau back on stage. I would also just like to say there is provision for some drinks at the bar, so please do enjoy yourselves for the evening. Thank you.